There we go. Whip bam boom, and I think we are live. Hello world and all who inhabit it. Hope everyone is doing well today. Figured we were just gonna hop back into some Satisfactory today. And we were just going to be expanding our infrastructure, trying to make some big factories for basically each thing that we need to. So right now we currently only have our starter factories and some basic facilities going. Hey, Abby Shadow reporting for duty. Well done getting here. Notification gang. But yeah, today we are going to be playing some Satisfactory. We have a lot of progress to do today. So I might even just swap it over real quick here. But I gotta send out my notifications. So last stream we managed to actually get really far. We got all the phase 3 parts automated. So we're going to be... Okay, that's all I can send. Alright, let's swap it over. We basically were working inside this building all day yesterday. We go in, this is where we have our versatile frameworks, our modular engines. And I forget what the name of the last parts are, but we have everything automated over here. Modular engines. Like, even these are crafting up, which is kind of awesome. Those are actually crafting up pretty quickly. But in one of these towers, we have these guys, adaptive control units. Looks like the modular frames are the limiting factor on these guys. That's what these guys are crafting down here. And does it consume 1 per minute? How many does this produce? 2 per minute. Alright, so it should be fine. Like, all the parts are going in, and they're making the adaptive control units. So by the end of the stream today, phase 3 should be complete. But when I was thinking about that, we're gonna need to upgrade a lot of our current infrastructure. So I'm thinking I'm gonna abandon the current starter factory. I'll probably rebuild it at some point. But right now, I think I'm going to just go find some different nodes and set up around there. Because currently, this is basically where we're set up. We have a fuel station over here. Train station. Oh yeah, and the petroleum coke to make the turbo fuel. Yeah, this is a turbo fuel power plant over here. So we can actually expand over here if we wanted to. I think that's the edge of the map. So, and maybe let's go to the Dune Desert and start setting up some infrastructure over there. I think all we're really gonna do is start building massive factories designated to each resource. Of course, we're gonna start with iron. There we go. Do another scan for iron. Hopefully we don't just launch ourselves off the other side of the map here. And there's some. Okay, there's our fuel plant. There's our turbo fuel. Oh wow. And look at all these iron nodes. Geez, we're gonna have to build like a massive facility just right here. Okay. 4 nodes nearby. Here, I almost feel like I should continue doing the railroad and then attach the railroad to specific parts. Or even just like branch off pieces here. I don't know. Decisions. And I did make the blueprint so I could do the railroad tracks just about anywhere. And I think we actually widened this thing out enough. We should be able to do some sort of thing here. Interesting. So none of them want to... Oh. Right there. How come right there it wants to work? But it doesn't want to do a wider angle. Alright. I'm not going to question it. Think here, right there. All right, we got ourselves a little circle. There we go. I think something I'm gonna do over here is actually put in to all scaffold straight rail. I'm gonna move it out that way. Move it up a bit. So it doesn't just look like it's floating. I'm gonna have to put in the scaffolds on the bottom there. There we go. There's one, there's two. Let's fix these frame pillars. There we go. And we do need to bring it down now. Or maybe we branch it off here. Have one go that way, and then one go like that way. We just gotta try it first. Scaffold straight rail. See, this is rough because it's... Now I need to avoid all the rocks up here. And it's possible though. Is the train gonna fit through there? I mean, I hope so. Kind of my only chance right there. Alright, and then here, I think we might actually be able to... Uh-oh. Oh, he's mad. That is a mad hitter. Oh, that's a very feisty one too. Whew. Yikes. Like, half healths me with just that. Die. Whew. Barely survived that encounter. And I don't think I have any explosives on me right now. Maybe that's something I should invest in. Oh. Don't mind if I do. I will take a yellow power slug. Gonna have to do like this. It shouldn't be too steep, I hope. There we go, perfect. Do you still want to get these down here? Invalid placement? What do you mean invalid placement? There we go. Alright, I have no idea what is this way. Oh, that's right. There's a waterfall here that I'm pretty sure goes like straight underneath the world. I might actually end up having the trains go down here. if I can. Actually no, that's way too steep for the trains. Yeah, that goes straight underneath the world. Hopper back here. Figure there'd be more, because this is like the back corner of the world. I will take a Mercer Sphere. Alright, let's just do a little look around. See what we can find. I mean, some yellow power slugs are pretty cool. Wait, no way. It keeps going. How far out does this go? We're kind of just uncovering the map right now. Uh-oh. Excuse me, guys. I do not want to be hit by you. Wow. You can see our railway in the distance there. Oh. If it does go this way, it can go out that way. So yeah, I think the main rail we should work on is this one. It can split off in two directions here. The main directions we need that way and this way. Alrighty. I think if we do like these guys here, we'll be able to connect up. Need to do it at the right angle. Alright, that should be fine, I'm hoping. Boom, boom. Turns too sharply. Have to go back to like here. Aha, that works. Oh, I hope that doesn't like derail it or anything. Okay, let's do this. Actually bring these guys down. Alrighty. Maybe that'll connect up better. Still no. Ooh, I almost died there. Holy moly. If I connected up there? No. And that scares me. I have no idea. If this rail is actually going to be in the right place or not. Okay, that is basically in the same line as this one. I gotta try it though. The main thing I'm worried about is the train derailing. Electric locomotive. Okay, that happened. Oops. Okay. Re-rail train. Okay. Then we can deconstruct like that. It looks like the rail's gonna work. It just looks a little weird. It works. Scale this wall. There we go. Alright, we're just gonna ignore all the things that have happened. Phew. Okay, and then we're just gonna continue doing these straights. Tall scaffold. I'm missing steel beams. I guess we're not gonna continue doing them. We need more steel. I kind of want to give the train some archways here. Because we don't need steel beams for this. Here, let's see. Double ramp 2. So we should put some sort of ramp up here. There we go, little archways for the trains. Borderline useless. Hey, now we have them. That's something I should probably build over here somewhere, is a hypertube launcher. So I could actually launch myself back to the normal base. Let's see, right here is a good bald spot. Let's try to build some sort of hypertube launching platform. See how this goes. I really like making the curved platforms or buildings. They're just notoriously hard to work with. Just making sure these are all placed in the same way they are. Okay. Now these. Come on, I gotta be getting close. Oop. Okay, we're just halfway done. Boom. Just once you get into the groove of it, it's pretty easy. Okay, that's perfect. Well, let's try to line it up with this one. There we go. And that just leaves the little corners. But this is fine. We're just going to take these little colorful walls. Around the outside here. And then time to do the hypertubes. I think we want one there. Just basically an entrance on each of these cardinal directions. I'm missing rotors. Alright, well, looks like we're not doing that right away. But hey, that's a pretty good looking platform. Not too bad. Oh, whoa! Oh, okay. I should have been paying attention. That is why you look both ways before crossing the road. Alright, well, I guess let's just check on this facility while we're here. No power? What? Is this not connected in? It is connected up. What do you mean, no power? What does it mean? It's definitely connected up. I think this is connected up to everything else as well. Yeah, that's connected up as well. Why does it say no power? Like, this is my main power production facility. Alright, well, this goes this way. Go across. Yep. Alright. Where's the break in the power? No, these are connected up. Oh, I'm so confused. Guess let's go down here. 'Cause yeah, it's definitely all connected up. No power. Well, that's a problem. I guess let's follow this power line. See if we can find where the fault is. Oh, this is rough. I don't know what happened. Because when we first plugged those things in, they were working fine. But now they say no power. No, it's still all connected up. Yep, and that's even connected across. Gonna keep following the line. I really think this line is connected all the way back up to the factory, though. Now it's the same numbers that show on the main building. Same numbers. Consumption can get pretty high. Alright, what is it connected across? We gotta be getting close to the base. What? It's connected. Alright, let me check on this facility. We can always fly back to that. But literally, we were doing this yesterday. Our phase 3 has been completing as we've been streaming today. So this place has to have power. Yep, I see machines are yellow. I see the mine is green. Check it out. It's the same network. Why is it not? Wait, no working. I think there might be something drastically wrong with the game. Because my power lines are all hooked up. It's literally the same network powering that facility that is powering our other facilities. I guess let's just follow this. If it does in fact go all the way back to the base. Oh, goes across, goes around. Across again, and goes this way. Okay, I'm just kind of confused. Why is our power not working? Okay, then it swaps to the ceiling. Goes all the way over to this area, which I have no plans for. This is just a junction that I had to make look structural. And that goes that way towards steel, and that way towards the rest of the map, I suppose. Holy moly. Yeah, I think Dune Desert's going to be the next place we should set up. If we can figure out what's happening with our power over there. Let's grab some rotors. And I guess then we'll see if we are... Well, that's a lot of rotors. There we go. Looks like I need some steel beams as well. Before all that, let's see what it takes to get a power switch. Because maybe that's what we need. I think it's Caterium. Oh, we're fine. Power switch and priority power switches. Let's get the priority one researched.
Priority power switch unlocked. This assists with power grid management by automatically powering down specified connections when a grid failure is imminent. Use it to prioritize power for the most important infrastructure.
Alrighty. And now if we go over here, we can in fact start building these things. Alright, maybe we just need to set up a bunch of power lines. Let's get our steel first. And then fly back over there. Yeah, I like these factories. We're probably gonna go for more factories like that today. Just that look better about what we're wanting. There we go. Yeah, and this has power. I'm gonna take some of these and instantly let's get rid of like this automated wiring, smart plating. We don't need that in our inventory. But yeah, these machines are crafting. And they're on the same power network. Production 3,500 megawatts. How are these guys doing? They're no longer pulsing, which is awesome. These guys each make 75 megawatts. I'm not sure what's wrong with the power line. It shouldn't be broken. It somehow is. If you can't figure it out, I absolutely will just do some power lines across the world here. Whoa, that was way too slow. There we go. Whew. Okay, this is powered. This says it's powered. This says it's not. I am so confused. What if we like disconnect that, connect it back up? Powered now? No. How? This will produce 250 megawatts. Let's disconnect one of them. 3,500. Not just like a visual bug, is it? $3,500. Then I disconnect it. Not even connected to the thing. 3,500. Yeah, these guys are not producing me power. All our power has to be coming from our other fuel power plant right now. Why? Why it no worky? Wait, yeah, if this guy isn't producing... If that factory isn't producing fuel, our turbo power plant isn't producing power. There was plenty of turbo fuel in there, it just wasn't burning. Alright, I am so confused. Let's see. Power tower, how big are these guys? Too big. Alright, that's centered. Alright, well I guess power poles is what I'm gonna be doing. Gonna bring a power line across the world. Oh! Okay, up there is probably good. If I can get up there. Guess we can do something along here. Alrighty, right there. Radiation. Need to be careful. Alright, it's clear. Surface too uneven? You kidding me? There we go. Sheesh. And we could take this. Oh, there's a uranium that was giving me problems. There we go. Let's try to get this to the top of the hill. Now, it's going to be hard to find an even spot for this. Rocks might be the way to go. I'm gonna hide the base underneath the rocks. And can't have any nice things. I guess we could do it like underneath here. Bring it to like this side. Wire's too long. What? It can go that far, but it can't go to there. The rough part about these guys is they place farther than you're able to grab the power line from, so you always have to backtrack. See if we can scale this cliffside here. There we go, we made it to the top. Instead of going on top of this thing, it goes underneath that. I think that works out really well. Because then we could bring it along that way. Power the quartz. I'm definitely gonna want to destroy some of the trees here. Does that look even? Nope, it does not. Right here might be a good place. Wow, it doesn't even look even there. Yeah, there's a floating leg. What have I done? Alright, this one's good. It's on the ground. This one's floating a little bit, but you can't really tell because of the grass. go. Through the trees, I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, there's Idaho Man Sam. Thank you for the hydrate. There's a whole bunch of factory fixing today. Oh wow, that's a pretty flat spot right there. I think that works. Ooh, the corner's still floating a little bit, but I think I can live with that. I can live with that. Whoa, there's something mean over here. Oh, there's two mean things over here. Alright, let's just grab what we can and try to bring it over. Be really careful so I don't clip into anything here. I'm thinking I might be able to we might be able to place one of these like here. Oh, it doesn't want to place. Down here though, we absolutely can. Maybe we just bring it in closer. No, I guess we gotta go around. Because I don't want the cables clipping into the map. Gotta make these power lines look like they're carrying power productively. We could always destroy the trees along the way. I guess not along the way. After we get explosives. This is kind of cool. I'm just not sure if I can get it to a place where everything is on the ground. Yeah, no. That one's way too small. I think what we do is we just do something like that. Hey, there we go. This one's fairly flat. Might actually be able to put something on top of this one. This one's kind of just floating here. But I think we can make this work. We'll just leave the bushes on this one for now. No good flat ground around here. There we go, that's pretty good. I think that's the best spot I could have placed it. Where'd you go? The burger! Rah! There we go. Did get a little bit of leaves and a little bit of wood. Wow, of all things, I never thought I'd run out of wire. Alright, let's restock on wire. And do we need anything else? Not really. We got plenty of everything else. But I think it'll be good to have a power tower set up, because it'll be easier to add power switches to that. And who knows, maybe having the power go along these little lines for so long is where we're losing the connectivity or something. Alright, we just have our copper over here between these two buildings. Here we are. We have it all just going into these places and we're not even using it. Alright, while we're at the main base, let's actually craft our animal parts into proteins and our slugs into power cells, just to condense down our inventory a little bit. I'm gonna stow the power shards away. I guess I should stow this hard drive or start researching it. Let's scan this hard drive. Maybe we get a really good recipe out of it. There we go. I had to select the right path. Oh, there we go. Although that is way too far. Way too far. Oh, we totally could have brought the power pole in there. I think we've already brought it past that point. Yep, they're right here. Now, let's see if we can find the one we left off on. Was it this guy? Nope. think it was one of these guys over here. Yep, this is where we left off. Let's just try to keep going this way. It is floating a little bit here. But I think we need one there. Maybe even one up here. That could be a cool spot to have one. Again, only if I can get the land underneath it to settle. Definitely floating a bit if I do this. But it's basically right around this rock. If we do that, and then something like a small concrete pillar, we can extend these legs. Down to the ground. I guess the only one that really needed it was this one. Alright, and in the desert it should be really easy to bring these power lines across. Right. We still don't have this thing connected to any actual power sources right now. But we basically have it down along the entire railroad track here. That can be turned into a really cool factory. I might actually want to do that real quick. Yeah, let's go up here. One of these guys in. Not a lot of good spots for this. About right there. Yeah, that works. Alright, one right there. Oh, and this one goes right over a limestone node. I'm sure that's fine. Gonna do another one of these. Since we have power lines going through here, let's just do something like this. Well, we need to find a spot where they're all the legs are going to be touching the ground. Right there, perfect. I think we'll just connect up the middle there. Oh, now these power towers are connected. Alright, I think this is where the power towers should split off. We do something like that. That gonna be enough space? Alright, let's get those explosives so we can actually start clearing from these mushrooms and whatnot. Is now that we have the power line going from one side of the world to the other, we need to connect it up in a very specific way. We can't just do a bunch of power lines like we have been doing. We have to have it sequential. Power goes directly into the power poles, like power producers. But the other ones are gonna have to be on like switches and whatnot. Yeah, there's like a spider web of power lines over here. Oh, looks like the ma'am just finished researching that hard drive. Let's check out our explosives facility. How's it doing? Plenty of explosives. That's how it's doing. Yikes. Ooh. Actually didn't take much damage there. Alright, so we have steel, we have coal power plant, we have engine production, and we have explosives facility. All hanging out over here. I think a good way to handle the power lines is going to be bringing them in like, literally right here. A bit of that, and a bit of that. There we go. That's our first power line junction. But it looks like we're gonna need some more cable. We're down to 16. Right. I think my plan here was to bring a power line basically to the back of the facility here. But maybe, just maybe, I could do the unthinkable. Instead of going through, we go around. Ooh, I might as well take advantage of this little thing here. No, there's no good place to put it. Here, though. Yes. Alright, all of the floors, feet are touching. I think we just bring it underneath. Alright, let's see. We need to do something like this. I love that it's like sinking in the water there. And we can have it go across and maybe even up to this thing. Let's see, is this even? Oh, just barely. Alright, do that. And that should be high enough. Yes, that we can go straight across. And it won't interfere with the line there. Right there. That foot is a little floaty, but it works. And we left this pretty open. We can put this like anywhere. Even there. Let's see. Yep, no clipping. We're good. And you guys are due to expire any moment now. How are you still alive? You're supposed to like explode after a while. Alright. Oh! Oh! Looks like I already started setting up power lines over here. Oh well. I'm just gonna destroy those ones. Make these power lines one with the water. Now that is way too low. Okay, let's do this. That way it's not like completely submerged in the water. There we go. Oh, what is this? Crude oil? Wait, this is oil as well? What? Oh, oil geysers, okay. So this whole facility I'm probably gonna need to tear down at some point as well. Alright, let's check on these guys, because I think these guys are the main thing producing us power right now, because our turbo fuel power plant has stopped working. Yep, these guys are still working, and they're making 250 each. That's 1,000, 2,000, 2,500. But we have 3,500, so there's another 1,000 coming from somewhere. These guys aren't actually powering everything, are they? No, they might have been powering that thing. Alright, now there's all these extra power lines that I need to demolish. That one and that one. And that one. I think these guys were like totally isolated. Not too shabby. And these guys are all still producing. I guess if the power plant's over here, it kind of makes sense. I think this is a bit excessive. We don't need that. Don't think, anyway. Let's see. Okay, maybe we do. Oh, we did this before we had caddy chaining unlocked. Or daisy chaining, I should say. We can connect these up like this. And connect that in there. Is that connected to the rest of the system? It does. Lovely. Alright, and let's do the same thing to this side. Where we just daisy chain them all together. And then connect this guy. I guess we'll just connect it up there. There we go. This is now part of the system. As soon as we disconnect it. Let's see if I can get this in the right spot. There we go. Operational. Power grid A, power grid B. Okay, that connects them too. We'll just name this one the fuel power plant. And we will put that in priority group 1. Because we need our fuel power plant working. There we go. Now this facility is on this thing, on its own power switch. Although honestly, I might want to bring that in. Let's do a bit of this. We can bring it in, like over back here, I think. I think we do one of these. Connect that up. No, that feels messy. Feels too messy. There we go. It's all connected up. Gonna double check to make sure there's no other connections going in. And we are good. Alright, is this what's powering our entire facility? No, apparently not. These guys are still powered. Is it these guys? I turn that off. Everything here turns yellow. Nope. They still have power. How is this possible? Consumption 200. I'm so confused. We turn it off. Power grid B is separate from power grid A, which we're somehow making 1,500 megawatts there. So it is separating them. It's just power grid B just so happens to be where power is. A, B. Yeah, I think that's right. B is what we're connecting things into. I'm so confused what is powering that right now. I think it's disconnected almost entirely now. No, we don't need this much. production of canisters. We don't even need that much scanners. Just do a little bit of cleanup here. So many canisters. Yeah, that's making plenty of packaged fuel right there. So we can take these guys. Oh, I can barely fit 2 of them in here. But they fit. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one. One of my grids has shut down. Was it this grid? How? How? Production 750. Consumption 300. How? Okay. So this thing's actually separated now, is it? Let's check it out. Did we successfully separate it? We did. Nice. Production 0. Udamus, we can get rid of this guy. Alrighty, it's perfect. This is perfect. Make sure these guys are connected diagonally. They are. And then we could just do another priority power switch. A on this side. B connects in here. A connects in here. Alright. And we'll just name this one MK1. Oil processing. That's the name of it now. And we could turn that on. Okay, we can turn that off. What? Excuse me? What happened? How? That shouldn't have crashed. That shouldn't have crashed anything. No! Here, before we go all the way back... Oh no, even our hypertube isn't working. Oh. Priority, let's put this in priority 3. Actually, let's put it in priority 2. No, 3 is fine. How is that possible? Like, how did we crash our grid? This one's crashed too. How? Makes no sense to me. We had plenty of power production before. And why did our batteries not just kick on? To like instantly drain our batteries, or what? What happened there? Yep, even all the power back here is turned off. What happened? How? What about these guys? I mean, that worked. I just kicked back on the system. Production 400. Okay. Is it just because I placed it in a weird order? I mean, it's working now. So let's fly over to the oil area to make sure they're working again. It's good to have a backup system. I am so glad I had that biofuel power system going. Alright, let's check out this entire area. Alright, I see greens, I see yellows. We love to see it. Alright, yeah, oil processing. Lovely, it's all powered up now. Here, this hypertube launcher kind of sucks. So to save myself a little bit of power, I'm gonna demolish it. There we go. So we still need to clean this up a little bit. There we go. So that should allow a lot more plastic to get through. Oh, I think it's actually crafting more plastic than it was. We love to see that. Alright, let's check that out. Each of these is making 40 fuel per minute. From these, I could tell there's 4, so that's 160. Does this burn 80 per minute? It does not. We need 4 of these to burn 80 per minute. Interesting. We might swap this up at some point and just make a different fuel processing or packing factory, because this would definitely make a lot more rubber and plastic if these things were sinking properly. I mean, something we can do. We can literally just move this guy back here. And then just do that. There we go. Let's see. Can we fit more of these guys? We need more motors. And then we can. Alright, well, we got these guys on priority switches. I think that leaves like steel power facility, our main facility, and of course our phase 3 part facility, which we can actually turn off right now. It seems like all of the possible parts have been made. There's just a whole bunch of levels of power fixing here. I'm actually gonna change the name of the stream. Oh no, that still works. No, this stream name still works. I thought it was more along the lines of like building factories and whatnot, which we do not appear to be doing a lot of. Alright, well I guess the next thing to do is the steel. We're gonna need 3 priority switches here. One for steel production. One for this guy. I thinking most of the power for this guy is coming in from here. And here, okay. I disconnect it there. There's no more power in that building. Nope, everything still seems to be connected. I'm guessing that is powering everything. Let's check again. Yes, okay. So that line right there is powering everything, which is perfect. That means we could do priority power switch down here. Connect B up there. And we'll name this guy Engine Production. And we'll put engine production on 4, I think. I think I know how we can do this. We need to start organizing our power lines a bit better. So let's actually do some of this. Here we go. Perfect. And we just connect this guy up right there. Make sure it's flipped on. Operational. There we go. Everything is looking fine and dandy. Like this factory, we actually have lights set up, which is amazing. Yeah, this is just our modular, not our modular engine, but our regular engine production facility. Takes everything from the other ones and brings it in right here. Here, let's throw away something. I didn't have to throw away anything. And it works. I can do that. And if I connect all these extra power lines, like this one. Actually, that's going to disconnect everything, isn't it? Okay, I'm still not sure where this power line goes, because it goes pretty far over this way. So let's actually do a little bit of wandering. Find out if this power pole is actually going anywhere. Because it basically just wanders out this way. Ooh, don't mind if I do. I will grab that Mercer Sphere. Yoink!
Are you a temple?
If I had a body, it would be a temple.
You have no body?
I don't think we're on the same line here.
You see lines where there are curves, shallows where there are depths, consume our blood.
I will continue gathering data, I suppose.
Alright, this line goes over to this facility. Is there anything in this facility? Not really, it just goes up. Where does this go? It goes all the way down and around and into this area. Wow. Such a weird way for me to bring the power around. So this used to house my modded stuff. But now it's a very empty factory building because the mods broke. I think we can actually disconnect. Wait, no, the quartz goes that way. Interesting. And we can connect the quartz straight up to the factory if we need to. No, I guess let's just backtrack and pick out these power poles along the way. Yeah, this is a very weird power line. Just goes straight through the wilderness. I guess at some point I just decided to explore and bring the power line with me. But now I'm going to tear down my power lines on the way back. I have been playing for 2 hours. Good job noticing. Fix it. Love that fix. It's like, hey, take a break. And then Ada has like these jokes like, oh, like no allocated break time. Like that is false. There absolutely is allocated break time. Only at 20 so far. No branches off. Alright, we'll destroy up to this point. And then these guys I'm actually curious about. Those produce iron for the steel facility. So maybe I should just do... There we go, another priority power switch. I don't know. I feel like we could just do some rewiring, and it will make things a bit more coherent. Yeah, this isn't working very well, having these poles. There's just so many of them. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that was an option. I'm gonna do that. Was about halfway. Yep, and this copper is used for the steel, so this needs to be available as well. But if I destroy, like, these guys... Alright, everything is still powered down here. We probably want to get the coal facility, the coal power production facility, on its own thing as well. Which we can do that fairly easily, I think. Yeah, for these guys... There we go. It's still really noisy over here with all these extra things. Now, where's the power coming in anyway? We don't have this connected up. Is all the power just coming from the coal factories at this point? It is. Okay. Well, looks like these could also use a bit of modernizing. Because I built these before I had the ability to connect these together. So let's get rid of these extra power poles. Alright, these consume 15 coal per minute. We have 2 miners making 90 per minute. I'm just going to assume both of these are 90. Yep, 90/90. That's 4. Yeah, 15. 30. Actually, no, it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Ah, that's fine. We don't have an exact. We don't have it exact, but it works. Alrighty. Alright. We have all that coming from this power line. Plug this in here. Shoot. This power line's probably really important. Yep, I just saw the mine go offline over here. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll do a power switch, priority power switch here, and a priority power switch here. AB, perfect. Connect the A's. Nope, that doesn't work. Because there's these mines as well that need to be powered. Yeah, the concrete needs the encased industrial beams. There we go. That's connected up there. Let's do that so we can connect something up straight into there. Okay. I think we do one here, one here. That's pretty good. Okay, we named this one Old Power Facility. And then we put that up with the fuel power. Oh, an extra 400 to the grid. Then that power switch is off, but we will name this steel production. Alright. Before we activate that switch, let's fly around. Make sure all of our steel stuff is actually unpowered right now. Yep, those are very unpowered miners. Everything in there is unpowered. We love to see it. Which I can only assume means everything down here is unpowered. Yes. Alright, and then we turn the steel production facility on. Okay, that at least turned all those guys on, but now we need to come down here. There we go. I think all these guys are powered again. Lovely. How is this guy powered? Where are you getting your power from? Oh, okay. Looks like a series of power lines and whatnot coming in from the back. Ooh. Ooh. We blow up some little guys. Ooh. Not enough space. Well, let's make enough space. Stinger remains. That's a lot of stinger remains, too. Alright, but the main reason I came down here was so I could explode this wall. This is gonna be awesome. Looks like there's a pretty sizable cave hidden behind here. Actually, I can kind of see... Oh. Oh, you can get into this cave without actually exploding anything. Well, that's nice. I'm actually gonna explode this from the back. There we go. I mean, we might as well see what's down here. Looks like there's a purple slug, which makes no sense because these guys absorb energy from sunlight. There's a very much a lack of sunlight down here. Woo! So many spiders. Yeesh, look at all those. Alright, let's get all these stinky rocks gone. We always have a slot for a purple slug. Yes, please. Is there anything else down here that's cool? No, if this comes out, another cave, I'm gonna be angry. Oh no, there's quartz. There's quartz down here. Oh, there's Sam and a lot of quartz down here. Yeesh. A lot of spiders, apparently. Whew. Give me that. Yes. Okay. Oh, there's a bunch of blue slugs hiding in here too. Well, this seems like a good place. I'm gonna try and get out of this cave though. What I'll probably turn this cave into is literally just a automatic sink. I'll turn all that quartz into quartz materials and then instantly sink them. Just as a good way to get some coupons put together. Alright, where were we? That's right, we were about to connect our explosives facility into the priority network. Explosives facility is going to be like the lowest priority possible. Because, well, we don't need explosives. They're nice to have, but we don't need them. Alright, where are you getting your power from? Like you're getting it from over here. Which doesn't look like it's actually tied into anything. So let's destroy these. Actually, I think this is going to be the best way up. There we go. Looks like we have a little bit of a area we can work with here. So let's put our priority power switch here. Destroy that. And just bring it in here. There we go. And we will just name this explosives. Or explosive production. Alright. Yep, it's connected to everything. Alright, that works with me. Yeah, then the power goes out the front as well. And powers the other things. So let's follow this power line to make sure it's not powering anything else but the... Not powering anything but the sulfur. Yep, looks like that's exactly it. It's literally just powering the sulfur. I thought we had more than one line of sulfur coming in. I guess not. Alright, and then, yep, that does go over there. So let's flip the power switch on this guy. Boom. We'll put explosive production way down here. Steel up with oil. Okay. Now we have explosive production. We have everything in little groups here. The last thing to put on, or last few things to put on a group are our turbo fuel factory and turbo fuel production plants on that side of the world. Now let's do a fly around to this thing, make sure things are yellow and not... Yep, things are yellow. Alright, so now I need to track down what everything is plugged into. I think this is connecting that facility. Nope. There's something else connecting that facility. Or maybe we just wait on everything around here. $35 coupons. Yes, please. Don't mind if I do. See what we can do with 35 coupons. We can get the fun boombox and whatnot. We could get these adequate pioneering statues. Ooh, clean pipelines. That's something I might go for. Patterns are good. Metal roof. Glass roof. Let's throw that in there. Glass roof is like one of those things I always use. Once I have it. Personal elevator? Sure. Ventilation. Seems like it could be fun. Structural cable, beam extensions, structural frames. Where are we sitting? 36. Alright, let's remove the ventilation bundle. There we go. Bunch of new parts.
Due to Pioneer request and several reported issues with staircases, there is now a more efficient solution. The Fix-It personnel elevator ensures optimal safety by putting a Pioneer in a box controlled by a rudimentary AI, specialized in soothing a straining mind. Exposure to a Fix-It personnel elevator is recommended to be a minimum of 2 minutes per day for optimal gain.
Really? Okay. Okay. Having everything on those power poles is good. I think first thing we want... Oh, man. Things are broken again. Like, every time I go through, I gotta reset it. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Now we can actually get some speed. And launch. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe I should have been a little safer with my jetpack there. Oops. Alright, let's try that again. Ah! There we go. Alright, where's my death crate? Right there, hopefully right where I landed. Nope, it's a little off. I think my my death crate might have actually gone all the way down here where my body landed. Yep, I think I see it. There we go, death crate. Alright. Are these guys actually producing again? They're not. Wait, how are these guys unpowered? But these guys are not. Or on the same power line. Oh, I see, I see. Connect that up there. There we go. Now these guys are actually functioning again. Why did I do such a mess of things down here? Okay, it's for the pumps. That makes sense. I can be content with that. What are these guys doing? Petroleum, coke, and more plastic. Which is all getting turned to coupons. That's fair. Here, we can totally upgrade this. There we go. You're going in faster now. Alright, I think that disconnects just about everything. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do here, I should go up to the top. No, actually, I can totally get away with just doing something right here. At least now I know where I want it to go. Yeah, right there in between these walls. Alright, we'll do a bit of that, and then we will do power switch on the inside here. Alright, and we'll name this one Fuel Production. Let's take a look. Yep, everything is unpowered. And we flip this. Operational. And this one's actually really important because this is what the turbo fuel power plant runs off of. Wait, why is it still red? Oh. Because I never connected it up. That might help. There we go. Everything's producing once again. Why is this one turning blue? Not sure. Alrighty, and I think that leaves the last thing to actually plug into a priority power switch is our lovely turbo fuel power plant over here. And hopefully after we get it plugged in, it'll actually work out. Right. These guys are powered fine. Are these guys powered fine? They are. Nice. There we go. And that pipe comes out and up. I guess there's no need to plug in the train station. Okay, I guess there is a need to plug in the train station. For some reason, I thought the power was transferred through the rails. Alright, if I disconnect this and this, we're still receiving power somehow. Well, actually, with them disconnected, they might just be running on their own network now. Yeah, consumption 154. They are on their own thing now. But that also means if we take one of these guys, we can do a bit of that. Turbo fuel power plant. I feel like I spelled fuel wrong. F-U-E-L. Okay. Alrighty, and that puts our production at about 6,000. Why does it say our max consumption's 5,835? And I guess we're over that at this point, but holy moly. Okay, let's work on the priorities here. Engine production, that's fine. Explosive production, lowest, perfect. None of these are being used for the fuel power plants. I think what we're gonna do is we'll have like things that take other power to go into here. But like the coal power plant, I think that's self-sufficient. Fuel power plant is self-sufficient as well, so let's leave that over here. But we'll move the turbo fuel down here. But leave the fuel production up at the top. Actually, it doesn't make much sense, because if for some whatever reason we actually have to disable priority group 2, that's going to decrease the amount of power we have total, and then we might have to even decrease these guys. So I'm going to leave all the power productions in priority group 1. That way they're of a higher priority. Alright, and I think the last facility to put one of these power switches on is going to be the one over here. So actually, I'm going to grab a power line from this guy. We're just going to start heading this way. Okay, that works. It's going to be hard to find spots for these. They need to be like all 4 on the floor. Right, let's do something like that. And we could absolutely just put something up here. Come on, where's a good spot? Ooh, right there. That's a good spot. And we could split it off so it goes underneath the bridge as well. Don't think that is what I want to do. I was floating a little bit, but you can hardly tell. There we go. Pretty good spot. Ooh. Ooh, not really. Flips into the mountain. Alright, that works with me because there's no clipping. I can hardly see the ground. There we go. Oh, now we can see the ground. Lovely. Holy moly. It doesn't clip, but it goes right between there. I'm just gonna leave it, because it's kind of cool. Sheesh. How many of you are there? Those hog remains. And let's actually get the time set today so I can actually see again. There we go. And this is going to become my pathway. And that way, there we go. And then we'll use this power line, power a bunch of other facilities along the way. Oh. Oh, I see. So it is all powered from this top here. We'll line ourselves up in the middle here. And give ourselves a good priority switch. Let's make sure this guy can actually sneak past it. He can. Awesome. Yep, then the whole facility loses power. Till I connect it back up. Alright, let's hope. I'm probably gonna butcher the spelling of petroleum. Roll. Yum. Coke. Production. Alright, and then this will also go in priority group 1 because it fuels the turbo fuel power plant. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave these guys in 2 because they power the power plants. Alright, there we go. Our petroleum coke here. Or compacted coal. Oh, it's not even petroleum coke, it's compacted coal. Alright, let's rename this power switch. We don't want it to be on the wrong name. Compact coal production. Alrighty, and I think that's everything on its own powered conveyors now. So we can come back out here. And we can keep expanding the railroad. Like we were initially started to do. I think we have all straight rail, scaffold. That's not auto connect. All straight rail. Dang it, I did it again. Alright, blueprints. All scaffold, straight rail. Why? That one was yellow. Alright, I give up on the auto connect. I'm just gonna manually connect all these guys. Too steep? What about this side? Also too steep. Ugh. Now, how about that? That's not gonna be too steep, is it? No. Thank goodness. Pretty cool positioning, but the trains definitely need, you know, probably about that much room. There we go. Wrong tree. There we go. I think this tree's too close. There we go. Now, can we actually connect them up? Not quite. We need to line it up perfectly. Alright, that's not too shabby. It's over. I have the high ground. Boom. And I do have space to grab that, so I might as well. Now, it didn't work. There we go. Okay, we have some more ores around here, which is something, I suppose. Wow, there's a lot of different deposits. Oh, missing materials. Okay, that's fair. We literally just did a little curve and then ran out of materials. Maybe the railroad we should do like last. We just need to figure out an area and start doing some production. Well, now that we have power over here, we could launch ourselves back over. I'm thinking we do some sort of very large facility here for both iron and copper, because there's so many deposits around. I think that's going to be our move. Oh wait, yeah, there it is. Our little guy. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Last time we ran out of rotors, but this time we have them. I set the curve. There we go. Perfect circle. Now, can we fit one of these things on? We cannot. I guess we destroy one of these sides. Well, actually, that's the wrong side. We need to do it on this side. Alrighty. Then we just do another hypertube support. Like that. Is that gonna launch us straight into the thing, or is that gonna actually work? One way to find out. Get these all hooked up. Okay, it does make us hit the wall immediately. How about that one? Where's that one gonna launch me? Let's do this. Alright, let's see if that works. Okay, that is not what I was going for. Ah! Kamehame! Ah! It works. It launches us straight through. Holy moly. That's a lot of platforms right there. Alright, we're getting there though. We are industrializing half the map. Hey, would you look at this? What do we have here? Away from me, bugs. Whew. I did it. That one might get me, but I'm not too worried about one. Oh, we already gathered this one. Yoink. Wow, our starter factory over here is just a mess. Doesn't even look great compared to our other builds at this point. But hey, we managed to get everything connected with power. Other than this thing. Like our main starter factory we'll probably tear down at some point because it is the way of Satisfactory. And we'll replace it with our more efficient factories later on. Okay. I guess let's just launch ourselves back over and we'll start building the platform we need. Well, we could probably grab some more plastic, but I'm gonna leave it where it is. We're gonna do a huge facility. You suck. How dare you? There we go. This time it actually launches us. But yeah, I think we're gonna build a massive steel and copper facility. Inside the Dune Desert over here. Just because there's so much iron and copper laying around. Oh, is that another Mercer sphere? Kind of in the ground? We'll take it. Alright, when it comes to foundations, let's just go up to like 8 there. And I guess let's make sure we're aligned with the world grid. There we go, that should do. Dang it. Let me up. Like these whole platforms here. Barely even get up. Eh. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do 10. 10. And another 10. That should be like 30, I think. But that's a pretty wide platform. That should be plenty of space to work with. Matter of fact, it might be too much space. But we will work with it. You know what? We could do another 10. Totally. Yeah. From here, I want to do rounded corners. Really rounded corners. I'm only going to turn it 1. Do that all the way around. Hopefully up until we actually line it up with that. Alright, well that tells me that's about halfway right there. I guess let's just see how much further this goes along. And I'm just hoping that this lines up with something. I'd hate for this to be like half a foundation off because I did this rotation thing. It looks like it's half a foundation off. Actually, like a quarter foundation off. That's kind of weird. Or what if we destroy this half of it? And then we do one that's like this way. Alright, let's do it. Let's grab road barrier here. And we'll just make our way around here. Okay, we're getting close. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. But it is. Okay. What do we do here? Do we do like catwalk intersection? It's a perfect fit. Okay. I guess now we just do this. All right, and then we just do give it the same treatment on this side. For one turn. Not quite. Right on the corner. Alright, I think that's lined up. Let's just do the same thing on the other side. Again, this side looks like it's going further than the other side. But it's not. Here we go, 2 on each side. I think we can just fill it in. There we go. There we go. One little bit at a time here. And we can just finish it off by going back and forth here. 9, 9, 9, and beautiful. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do these. I could just continue them inward until they merge, or I can continue these outward. I could just move it in whenever I need to go out. Okay. I think that works. It's going to leave 2 little holes, but that's fine. Holes are barely big enough for me to actually fall through, so. Alright, let's give the same treatment on the other side. Right there. And I think that will work wonderfully, because we can just do like one of these. Block off either end. And this is going to be a whole lot of factory for some copper and some coal, some iron. We're going to bring in everything into these small facilities. Okay, that's actually not exactly the length of a T-junction, unfortunately. We bring this over here. I think that works. And then we could just do a bit of this. Boom. And then give it the same treatment on the other side, if we can get up there. I'm not sure if we can get up there. We can try. We definitely couldn't make it up there, so I'm built myself a little temporary platform here. Alrighty. I think it was big metal pillar. There we go. And I think that's about where it should be. Sticking out just a little bit. Alright, let's check it out on this side. Just to make sure it's symmetrical. Because I kind of want to do the, these all the way around. But it's going to take a bit. There we go. 7. 8. There we go. Bringing them down to the floor here. Ah. There we go. Probably do it from the outside when the hill's like this. Because on the inside is the higher part of the hill. Seven. If I don't run out of concrete before I finish this, I will be very surprised. We're using so much for the foundations here. All the way down to 7. There we go. We made it. Made it to the other side. 7. Gotta make sure we're placing this right. It goes down 7. There we go. Oh, there we go. We are out of concrete. But at least we finished the front side, so we could take a look at it. And that's pretty cool. Very wide base to a factory. Alrighty. Well, it seems like a good place for me to wrap up. I actually made a lot of progress today. Got everything put onto power switches, started making a new foundation for a new factory. And this factory over here is going to be absolutely massive. We're going to pull in as many of these surrounding iron nodes and copper nodes as we can. And then we'll turn that entire facility into a iron and copper facility, basically making all the parts we need out of those two things. But I think we're about to wrap up here. Let's get to a good place for you guys to see, like a good view. Aha. This is why we have our power tower platforms. We can get up here and show you guys good things. So yeah. Next time we play some more Satisfactory, we will be continuing that factory right there. It's just going to be a copper iron facility. And we'll be expanding that upwards, and hopefully we'll get something amazing going here. But appreciate anybody for watching today. You are greatly appreciated. I am just going to be raiding somebody on Twitch, so stick around if you're watching on Twitch. But if you are on YouTube or TikTok, make sure to follow or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I think I'm gonna send y'all over to Baby Carrots. Looks like they're on phase 4 right now, and Time to Automate More Production is their title. Looks like they're just vibing on some Satisfactory, so I'm gonna send y'all over there. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always,